Okay, guys, this is going to be, I'm going to try to make it a short video about the post I had the other day regarding why I prioritize funding my insurance policies rather than using that money to pay my house off. All right. So a lot of people ask me the question, why would you do that? Well, I'll touch on why and kind of go through some numbers to try to help clarify. All right. What I'm not going to do, I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about the logistics of a home equity line of credit, specifically in first lien position and how all that works. That's kind of another conversation that can be had at another time. But basically, what I'm going to go through is some similar numbers to what I've applied to this early on in the first couple of years. I'm in year 4 now, so I'm doing this on a bigger level at this point, but it's really, really simple, right? I could either direct all my additional money towards paying my house off, or I could not prioritize that and take that money that I would use to pay my house off and funnel it into insurance policies. That's what I'm doing. Hands down, that trumps paying the house off first and foremost. There's no way around it. So understanding how and why someone would want to do that can be a little bit confusing in the onset of this, but it's a process. So it's just a process of understanding. But so basically, what I have here is um, this right here. So basically, I through L. If you look at the spreadsheet, this is just a standard HELOC pay down, right? I am just strictly using all my money to pay the balance down as aggressively as possible with what I have to work with. So if you look at this column, this is total monthly income of 14,000. The expense column is monthly expenses, right? And if you have a HELOC, you don't have a mortgage payment, another conversation, but okay. So if you look at the spread here, you have about a $10,000 spread per month, right? Obviously, this can fluctuate depending on the job that you have over time. If you have commission income, you own a business, you get it. But um, so as an example, 14K goes towards the HELOC every month. 4K comes out to pay for expenses. There's an interest charged based off of the balance of the home, right? So this interest is 4.65 and the starting balance is 300,000. So simple math, really, really simple math. If you go to month 1, right? I put in 14 grand, I pull out $4,000. My interest charge is just over $1,100. That's based off of a $300,000 balance, and my principal reduction, right? Easy math, 291. Okay. So if I follow this pattern every single month, you'll see that the balance will go down aggressively, right? And I'll owe less interest every single month because the interest is calculated off the previous month's balance. Okay. Great. Good deal, right? So if you calculate all the interest payments over the time frame of what it would take to pay this off, right? I've calculated that at the bottom, $20,000 over a 33-month time frame. Pretty quick, right? You know, everyone can have different numbers. This is just a scenario. Don't fixate on these specific numbers, but right. So obviously, if someone was making 14, they had $8,000 of expenses, it would take a little bit longer. They'd pay more interest. Da 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 da. You get the point. Okay. So over here, I have the same HELOC. I have the same income, same expenses, same interest rate. The only thing that I'm doing differently, okay, is moving $100,000 every 12 months from here into an insurance policy, okay, to build up the cash value. One of the primary reasons why I do that is because the cash value is an account that is earning interest and dividends every single year. Okay. It's only going up. It's not tied to any markets. I can borrow against it. It's already been taxed. I'm not going to get into all the details, but the objective is to end up with more money down the road. It's a safe bet that if I ask you or anybody, would you rather have more money or less money in the future? Everyone's going to say more. Okay. So by doing this, I will have more money in the future, much more than if I just focused on paying the house off. Okay. So showing some numbers on that. So if you see every 12 months, essentially, I'm moving $100,000 from my HELOC into my insurance policy. Okay. And I'm going to do that for 8 years total, just for this example. Okay. Now, obviously, if I'm consistently bumping my balance up every 12 months, I'm not going to pay this thing off anywhere near as fast as I would if I was just paying it off and not pulling money out, obviously. Okay, another obvious point would be that my interest over here is not going to be going down like it will over here. So I'll pay more interest over the time frame. Okay. Now, some people would say, why would you pay more interest when you can just reduce your interest and have your house paid off? Well, because I'll end up with more money. That's why, right? So here's some of the numbers on this. So again, every 12 months, pulling out 100 grand from the HELOC. So, in between the month 1 and 12, or month 12 and 24, I am paying it down, right? You can see this balance going down, right? But every 12 months, pulling money out. So what's happening is every year, this is the cash value in my policy. Okay, so year one, I put 100 grand in there. My cash value starts out at 78 grand. There's a reason why there's a spread there, different conversation, but okay. And then I get down to the end of the first year, I move another 100 grand. Now my cash value is up to 164. Okay. Year three, I move another 100,000. Cash value is up to 264 now, starting to kind of pick up some steam here, right? Same thing here. Year four, 375. Year five, 496. Right? Year six, 621. You can see that now I'm 21 grand above my cost basis. So this is where it gets very interesting. Typically, depending on how the policy's set up, between years 5 and 8, somewhere in that range, you are going to start earning above and beyond what you've contributed. Okay. All in the meantime, this is all liquid money I can use. So we're not trapping money up here. Okay. So if you see down here, at the end of the 8th year, my cash value is 892,000, right? 92,000 above what I've contributed. Okay. Now my interest charge to carry this balance that's getting bumped up every year is much higher. It's 113,000 compared to 20. Right? But at this point in time, I have a large pool of money that is guaranteed to increase every year, regardless if I continue to fund it. Right? So, right? Do the math. Who ends up with more money? This person or this person? Now, obviously, at this stage, this person, if their cash coming in and cash going out is the same, they're still going to have $10,000 a month they can do something with. Maybe they're going to save it, purchase things. It's beside the point. But the point is I want to create a pool of money that's growing, that I will never be taking losses on because it's not tied to the market. I will never be taxed on it again, ever. Right? And I can use it in the meantime. Right? And down the road, it will spit out some very nice retirement income. Okay, I know what I'm going to have. Now, would I want to stop funding this thing after the 8th year? No. I will keep funding this thing as long as I'm making money. Okay. So, right, if I show you an illustration of this policy that I'm showing you the annual numbers on here, which I can do. This is just one of a few policies I have. All right, I'll bring this up. And I'm not going to get too deep into this, right? But if you look at the numbers for the first 8 years, right? Here we are. Remember the last number of my cash value after year 8 was 892, right? We had 78, 164, right? These all align with what you saw on the spreadsheet. Okay. Not only do I have this, I have a increasing death benefit too. This death benefit's always going up. Not doing it primarily for this, but that's important when you have a spouse and kids and potential grandkids down the road and all that stuff. But so what you see is every year this spread between what I've put in and what I have access to is increasing, right? So in year 8, my cost basis has been 800 grand. I have access to 892. Year 10, I've put in $1 million. I have almost 1.2 million. Okay, every year that spread gets bigger and bigger. For the sake of illustration, I'm going to cut this off shortly here. I told this software, what if I stopped funding this at year 15 and I wanted to take income from it from age 54 to age 85, right? This is what it would spit out. 125 grand a year. Okay, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 32 years. Okay. Think about this for a second. 32 years, 125 grand a year, if I wanted it to be even every year. How much money did I put in? 1.5 million. How much money has grown above my 1.5 million in this account? 2.1 million. How much do I get to spend? 32 years? Who ends up with more money? Prioritize paying insurance premiums. Pay yourself. Okay. Don't prioritize paying your house off. Paying your house off with a HELOC, it's a great place to hold money temporarily, but this is where you want to build your equity. Okay. And you can have multiple policies. It's all relative to how much money you make and you spend. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Hope you guys have a good day, good morning, and good night.